Welcome back, Honestman, here with more chess. This time taking on Megan, who is presumably a 1050 ranking, which is the next step up, I guess, from Amir, who I played last time, who was 1000, and then Sven is 1100. So we'll get to Sven if we can get through Megan here. I think we're going to call her the crazy cat lady. And looks like they gave us white, which I'm fine with. I mean, that's interesting actually, because part of me, I'm so defensive that I almost prefer black to react. But it definitely is. I kind of feel like it's easier to get my structure set up as white. So we'll see. Queen's pawn. Out with the knight. I mean, that's a free pawn, right? No. I think I said the exact same thing in the prior game, and I realized it's covered by the knight. I'm looking at the bishop line here. It's going to slow down my development, but I'm thinking about pawn h3. What are my other options? Push this pawn. Yeah, the e-pawn would be good to get my bishop out of here. That's probably better. Worst case scenario, he comes in with the bishop to g4. I take with my queen. Now the part here I always struggle with is do I want to go e3 to cover this pawn and this? Yeah, that's probably what I want. Strengthen these positions. I was going to say push all the way to the 4th rank, but that's probably greedy. Go check. Hang out there. That's okay. Let's get this up. That's aggressive. Not quite ready to play that game yet. Castles. Let's put the queen here. What's he looking for? He's definitely not going left. Well, I mean, if he wanted to go further, he would have gone further. What's he trying to do? Shuffle these around. Get the queen over. Let's castle while we can here. Left looks better than right at the moment. I mean, I can't castle to the right. Wow. I did not see that. That's why I don't put the queen in the middle usually. Apparently. Apparently that's why. Alright, we got our work cut out for us. Now he comes up. You want to apply some pressure? We can apply some pressure. If he comes in with the queen, I can just push a pawn. I feel like I gotta take the bishop. Ooh, I can't do that. If he takes my bishop, what is my answer? Well, he can't. If I just leave this pawn right here, there's no way he's taking the bishop. If he comes in, he loses his queen as well. It's a little scary that she's there, but that's not... I don't really see a threat. I think this knight needs to get out of here. I can keep after him, but he takes, we end up trading. If I move this pawn to pressure the queen, he just takes the bishop. So I need to have that figured out first. This is safe, though. I could get here. I don't know that it does me a ton of good, though. Because then what? I mean, maybe I restrict the queen's movement. Does he really want that trade? If they take my knight, I can take with the rook. They take with the queen, they lose their queen. And maybe they're looking to push their F pawn to get even more firepower onto that square. But, I mean, two can play that game. What is that threatening? Now can I push the pawn? Take, take. No, I can't. My rooks are messed up here. I would need a rook in the F file for this to work the way I want. I mean, I think I have enough coverage on G5. I think I can afford to do this. Is he trying to give the queen an escape hatch? That's got to be it. So I push e4. Actually, he could take a bishop. If I did that, he could take the bishop. So that's not good. Well, last game, they had a lot of problems with me not bringing my knight across the map. So how about we do that? Well, I've got to take, right? I can't let him destroy this position. It doesn't really open anything for the queen. I don't like that his rook can capture, but this is what I'm seeing. Doesn't capture, he just comes down. Interesting. I mean, now I can go here. Threatens the rook. Oh, he can take with the bishop. With the queen, rather. If I get the knight over to g3, I threaten the queen and the pawn. Not really the pawns. I mean, I guess they're both covered. But I threaten the queen. Queen can't go diagonal at all, basically. Every diagonal is death. Other than retreating all the way back, that would be safe. Yeah, I think they'd have to go all the way back or f6. Really? Okay. Well, now this is open. I can take this pawn now. Which pins the other pawn, the f pawn, to the queen, or the king, rather. I mean, he can take with his rook, though. Yeah, that's no good. I need to get my rook over to the d file. There's something I can do with the knight. Threaten the rook. Bishop isn't where I need it to be. Can't go there or there. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. I need to get this over here. If I take, he can retake with the bishop. So that's no good. That's a bad trade. I need to get this bishop out of here for sure. Do I go all the way back? Yeah, I think I go all the way back because I don't want to clog up the G file for the rooks. H file is already clogged. Why? So this will threaten. also threaten the rook. If I take the pawn with the rook with the bishop, he can't take with the queen because I have my knight covering. He's in check. He has to take with the rook, which means I can then take his rook for my knight. But a rook and a knight, a bishop and a knight for a rook, that's not good. That's not good. I need more coverage. I need more horsepower before I would attempt that. Let's... I feel this feels like a stall. No, I don't want to go up because that cuts off this bishop. I gotta get this bishop out of here. Yeah, that would be a terrible move if I push that pawn. Wow, that'd be awful. Let's... No, that doesn't fork the rooks. That just leaves the bishop hanging for the knight. That's no good. That square's no good. I just need to hold off on that. I push the rook, he takes with the bishop. I like the rook on the g file here because I feel like there's a discovered check opportunity at some point if he moves his bishop. What is the move here? Pawn c3. I hate to weaken the king's position, though. I don't think I like that. But if I go pawn c3, then maybe I can pull the bishop back to c2 and look at the diagonal. Yeah, I think pawn c3, right? Or do I go all the way to 4? No, that's not the problem. The problem is this pawn in the middle of the frickin' board. That's what I need to challenge. Now he pulls back the rook. Why does she pull back the rook? I'm just anticipating that I'm going to capture and they don't want to take back. Still feel like this is the right play. So now if I dive in with bishop, she has to take with the rook. I retake with the knight. Yeah, see, we went over this before. It ends up being a bishop and a knight for a rook. No, that was a misclick. That was a misclick. She could have taken the rook there. Oh, God. Lots of blunders. Okay, so I think there's got to be a solution here, right? If I take with my rook, she's got to take my rook with her rook. Like, right? There's no way. And then it's down to I've got a rook and a bishop, and she's just got pawns. And not good pawns either. I would be up one because she's probably taking the one next to the king right now. The other option is take the knight with the bishop. Then she takes. With the rook. But then I have two rooks instead of rook bishop. Yeah, I think I'm more comfortable two rooks than rook bishop. So let's do. Does she have to do that though? She doesn't have to take. She could just get out of there. But then it's just a free piece. So let's see what you want to do. It's just a free piece. Okay. Come over here, get her into check. She can't go down. She can't go straight down. She could go diagonal. See, I can't leave it hanging like that or I'll accidentally misclick again. If I go c8, she's in check. It can't go up. She could go back to where she came from and threaten the rook in the process. Then I could just go down c7. I feel like that starts to get awkward. And she probably ends up losing the rook trying to shield the king. She still can't take the pawn as long as the bishop is in its position. The other option is to push the pawn, the d pawn. But then she just takes for free if I push that. So that's no good. I've got to threaten. Got to threaten check. Oh, see, I didn't anticipate that. Now can I push the pawn? She can't take the rook. She could take it with her rook. That's no good. And she goes back in. Ooh. That's fine. That was a really bad move on my part by blocking my own pawn like that. That was dumb. Free pawn. Can't go there. Right, I just push the pawn. If she takes with the rook, I take the rook. I lose my rook too, but I'd rather get her stupid rook off the board. It's giving me fits. And then I'm down to bishop rook versus her king. I think I can figure that out, hopefully. And I've got a pawn that'll promote as well. There's no way she can stop that, I don't think. Yeah, let's force the move here. Get this frickin' thing off the board so I don't have to worry about it. Then we go up. What are you going to do? Promote. Yeah, really. Now you're in trouble. All right, I got to try not to screw this up and not get into a stalemate. I mean, if I just go rook c5, it forces her to b8. Right? Oh my god. What? Oh no, because the bishop was covering that tile. Oh my god. I hate you, Megan. All right, let's try this again quick. Yeah, got too greedy there. God damn it, got way too greedy there. I've got to move the queen here to counter her queen. I feel like I want to push the action here. That was a terrible idea. This is brazen, but let's do rook b5, right? No, that's terrible. What am I thinking? The pawn takes it. Okay. Queen d2. This will make the rook move. She captures with the rook. So it's not free. I don't think I can do that just yet. I'm at a disadvantage. We come here. Pressure the pawn. Oh my god. I never saw that. I'm getting massacred now. This is check. God, that was dumb. Did I seriously pull this off? If I get there, queen. I don't see a problem. It seems like I pulled this off somehow. I mean, or do I push this pawn as well and try to get both of them to get them out of this rook? That feels greedy. I just don't understand how she misplayed this. Yeah, I knew that was coming. You for real? She's hunting my bishop. What? Well, no, you can't take it. This is guarded. Get out of here with that nonsense. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. I mean, this is checkmate, right? No. Oh, I see your tricks. Okay, that's fine. Can't take the pawn. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's fine. Can't get this bishop out of the way. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was the most ridiculous game ever. Apparently, I can't get more than one game review per day for free. But yeah, tons of blunders for sure. I probably didn't have any brilliant or great moves. But just looking at the graph here, absolutely ridiculous. I was down pretty much the entire game. By some miracle, managed to get a queen. Swung it the other direction. I had a bonehead play where I immediately lost the queen. Almost immediately. Somehow managed to get promoted again. And then it was all white at the end. Ridiculous. Yeah, I was so lost here. And then inexplicably, they moved the king away instead of blocking the pawn, allowing me to promote. And then I started gobbling up pieces. So I definitely did get some value out of the queen, albeit briefly. So I had a total of 4 queens that game, I believe, if I counted correctly. And this absolute freaking bonehead play, throw away the queen. Didn't even take a piece in the process. I just moved. Never saw the bishop. Bishop takes. Nightmare. But then she gets out of position again. And able to promote my 3rd queen. And then I start hunting. Able to get the bishop. Lots of dancing. That feels like a blunder that I let that pawn get away. But nevertheless, able to get my 4th queen of the match. And then it was just a matter of time for her lone rook there. And then even as poor as I am in the end game, finally failed to figure it out with two queens. Well, there we go. The crazy cat lady proved quite annoying. But that'll do it for now. Thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe. This has been Honest Man, and I'll see you next time.